One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
You had this title at USC of Chief Innovation Officer, which by title is kind of foreign to the world of college athletics. In practice, probably many people are doing it, of course. But in that role at USC, what opened your eyes maybe to niches of college sports that are ripe for improvement, disruption, or innovation?
Yeah, it afforded me the opportunity really to go anywhere I wanted to go. I really never knew what the title meant. We kept coming back to this word of continuous improvement, and never being satisfied or settled. It's not an uncommon practice for probably any college athletic department. But nonetheless, it gave me the opportunity to really poke around, like I said, and go into different areas and different organizations and companies to find it. I think as we look at the landscape today, what I'm most interested about is live content. And, how do we consume live content? How is live content packaged and distributed? And what does it mean for the linear market right now? And unbundling and cord cutting and all those kinds of topics, I think, are so important to our industry and where we're going. Certainly, us as a conference, as we look at having a relatively small revenue engine. And with Big East basketball being the preeminent basketball conference in the country, but how can we maximize that? And it's been a topic we've shared with my colleagues in the Big East. But if there was something I could devote more time to, that would be it. From an innovative standpoint.
Yeah, and have you started to hit on any specific solutions or opportunities on that front of the the two ways you can make money on this front are bundling or unbundling, and it seems like we might be going in one direction historically against the other.
As you know, as an individual institution, it's tough, right? It's the aggregate of our conference members. So a lot of this has been driven through the conference office. I think Val Ackerman and her leadership has been phenomenal. She's on the edge of this. She's brought in experts, in conjunction with our partner at Fox. This isn't something we're trying to work around or outside, but how do we work together to figure out what's coming next? And I'm still educating myself on a lot of it. I don't pretend to be an expert, but I think any athletic director today needs to pay attention to it and be aware of where this is headed. And I think it's a huge, huge opportunity.
Where do you turn to further educate yourself? Is that direct conversations with leaders in that space? Is that daily reading at certain locations? What's the common practice?
I think it's everything. I think it's paying attention to the marketplace and having an understanding and of what these leaders in that field are doing, the Twitters of the world and the Amazons of the world and Hulu's and all the way down. And Val's done a wonderful job of bringing in people that negotiate these types of packages for a living, and what's going on in the marketplace, to a much better degree of detail than we ever could. So I want to do that internally with my own staff and take what I learned. This could be an opportunity. I'm not sure if it's applicable for a head coaches retreat, but my senior staff retreat, it may be good to bring somebody from the outside in that's dealing with this every day. And then, so it's leaning on our conference a little bit. It's leaning on the professional leagues as well. They're all paying attention to it. Somebody's going to come out of the gate with something first and be a trailblazer. And, we always hope that that's the Big East and Villanova indirectly.
Yeah, it's a fascinating topic and one that I can never read enough about because it's coming in some way, shape, or form. It's coming.
Yeah, so you're right.
I want to close by asking you about the renovation to the Pavilion, and the two fronts I'm most curious about are A, how it will help you drive incremental season by season revenue from a ticket or premium seating standpoint, and then B, like I hate to say what's next, but we always have to have our eye on what's next. So how would you answer those two?
Yeah, the Pavilion redevelopment project for us is a very, very exciting opportunity, and thanks in large part to Bill Finneran, who was the major gift behind this and allowed us to take the next step forward. Matt, we don't have final board approval on this yet, so I can't get into any specifics about numbers yet. We're close, but not yet. But to your point, we're going to have a major overhaul of a building that was built in 1985 and that was seeded in 1985 and has a lot of 1985 around it, and it hasn't been upgraded. So with that, there's huge opportunity as we examine our strategy around season tickets and a robust annual fund to create long-term viable revenue that we've never ever had before, to fund not only men's basketball but to your point, projects down the road. And we have significant projects. We have programs that aren't fully funded that we want to fully fund. We have coaches that are underpaid. We want to pay at a market rate. There are a lot of opportunities to do a lot with the revenue we create. Now, you have to do it right, and you have to be thoughtful and, be sensitive to the loyalty of our season ticket base, and people have been sitting in seats for a very, very long time. But at the same time, it's this world better than anybody. It's college athletics today is a broken financial model. We have one program that generates revenue, and we have 23 that don't. And to make up that shortfall, you have to maximize your revenue streams. And for us, this is a major one to have what we think is the best program in the country with the best coach in the country, and we want to maximize that. So, three clear, succinct goals for us throughout this project have been, number one, create a major Division I basketball experience on campus that helps our program win games and helps us recruit against anybody in the country. Number two, it's to improve the fan experience from the time our fans leave their driveway to the time they get back. I want every element thought through, from where they park, where they go to the restroom, what do they eat, what do they do pregame, what do they do at halftime, what do they do after the game. All those things, we're working hard to make sure that they're first class. And thirdly, and to your point, is it's got to create long-term viable revenue. And if we can meet those three goals, which we think we have a real chance to do, I think we're going to have something we're all going to be proud of. And specifically speaking, we have a capital project around Nevin Fieldhouse, which has been there since 1926. That houses a majority of our sports teams. If there was a priority to fall after the Pavilion, I think that would be it.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.